What is taxation? It is a process which is sovereign to its law-making body raises revenue and uses to pay expenses of government. It means the government increasing its revenue under authority of the law, the purpose to use for most welfare and protection and citizenry. It is the collection of shared individual and organization income by the government and authority of the law. So the taxes of the government is most significant source of revenue. It is taxation practice levying taxes at that the taxes government impose that levy on charge on individual or businesses. Take passers must be pay their taxes regardless of whether or not the government receives any compensation for the goods or the service they provide. Taxes may levied in income and wealth individuals or businesses at the rate of differ.
About the benefits of paying taxes. Number one is revenue, or funding to deliver the services citizens need. Tax is a vital source of revenue for most governments, enabling them to fund essential services and infrastructure for their citizens. Of course, revenues will not automatically be used for such social goods. But when governments get revenue from tax, citizens are in a far stronger position to exert pressure that it be spent on the services to which they are entitled. So if you are campaigning for the provision or improvement of education, health, or other services, engaging in tax issues should be a central part of your efforts. Next is redistribution, or to address poverty and inequality. Tax policy can play an important role in redistributing wealth within an economy. The provision of services discussed in the previous section is one way of addressing poverty and inequal through taxation, as it is the poor who tend to depend more on key services such as publicly funded health and education. Tax systems can include progressive and regressive elements. For example, a country could rely on taxation of source wealth, corporate taxation, or taxation of property while collecting less tax from those on low incomes. Or income taxes could be differentiated between those on lower and higher incomes. This would generally be considered progressive policies. Conversely, a reliance on consumption taxes levied on food, fuel, and other goods would be considered regressive. Third, next is representation, or building accountability of governments to citizens and reclaiming policy space. So if you are working on governance and accountability issues, tax should also be on your agenda. Taxation is about more than revenue raising, it is also a fundamental part of state building and democracy. Last is repricing, or limiting public bans, encouraging public goods. Taxes can be used to ensure that all social costs and benefits of production or consumption of a particular good are reflected in the market price. The design of a tax system can contribute to the achievement of other social benefits by making it costly to engage in actions considered socially undesirable, or by incentivizing behavior that is considered beneficial to society.
Way to encourage people to pay the rightful amount of their tax obligation to the government. Compliance with tax laws is important to keep the system working for all and supporting the programs and services that improve lives. One way to encourage compliance is to keep the rules as clear and simple as possible. Overly complicated tax systems are associated with high tax evasion. High tax compliance costs are associated with larger informal sectors, more corruption, and less investment. Economies with simple, well-designed tax systems are able to boost businesses' activity and ultimately investment and employment. New research shows that an important determinant of firm entry is the ease of paying taxes, regardless of the corporate tax rate. A study of 118 economies over 6 years found that a 10% reduction in the tax administrative burden, as measured by the number of tax payments per year and the time required to pay taxes, led to a 3% increase in annual business entry rates.